How we doing? This is Fox back again for sound design tutorials. This is part 4 in the deconstruction of my Darude remix, Feel the Beat. Today I'm going to be going over this. I've called it an underlead. It's a stringy sort of pluck that with a real big delay that sort of just rumbles under the main lead. It's made with Diva. It's made using a digital oscillator which emulates the Roland JP8080 and the 8000. So yeah, I'll show you the sound quick. When I actually made this track, I bounced it down to audio pretty quick because it is real hungry. Diva is. I mean, I'm running an i7 4770K with 32 gigabytes of RAM, and this still manages to chew up your CPU. Not so much your CPU, it's that intensive. My sound card struggles to deal with more than one or two instances of it, and I've got a Native Instruments Complete Audio 6. I've had it for 2-3 years, and this is the only thing that ever makes it geek out, so I always bounce it down to audio pretty quick. I had to watch it back through to see how I made the patch, but anyway, this is the patch. So yeah, quite a staccato, quick sort of delay-y. As I say, I've called it an underlead. But yeah, that is the patch. So we're going to go ahead and initialize this. I'm going to delete it and then add another instance in. That's the quickest way. So this is what you get for the standard. Sort of the Mini Moog-esque layout. We're going to change this one to the digital, which brings up the Roland JP8080 oscillators, and the envelopes I always change to digital. It's easier for me to work with and simpler to visualize what's going on with the 4 stages. Typical ADSR envelope. We'll sort out the amp envelope first. Just pull the sustain down a bit. Back the attack off ever so slightly so we're not getting any clicks as a note re-trigger. Same reason, a tiny little bit delay, about 11. We'll go ahead and set the filter envelope up first before we dial any of the rest of the parameters in, because this is really what sculpts the sound. Same envelope that I always do when I'm making a pluck on a filter. If you've seen any of my other tutorials, they're all the same. It's no decay, no release, full sustain, and the attack determines how long it takes for the filter to close. So the filter starting position I had all the way around to about 135 degrees, and envelope 2, this dedicated knob here you can assign to whatever you want, but it is assigned to envelope 2, which is this. This goes to the filter cutoff. This is the amount knob for how much envelope 2 is going to control the cutoff, and I had it negative about -44 degrees. So yeah, I'm going to dial in the amount of attack till I get that pluck that I want. Bit of release just to stop the clicking. Somewhere there sitting quite nice. 31 for the attack, and the release side at 14. Anything else from now on is just going to make the sound even wider. As I say, we keep it on saw waves. These are the sawtooth within this digital oscillator, both of them on the sawtooth. The multi, this is like unison for each oscillator. The multi for 1 I had round to about 88. The second one pretty much the same. Click this, I click this, change it to high quality. I click this, check it to multi-core because I've got multiple cores. Hit the octave and tune exactly where they were. I didn't detune them I didn't detune them using the tune or the octave. I did the dedicated detune knobs. This one I pushed positive ever so slightly, 52. This one slightly more, 58. starts playing havoc with my sound card already. I'm just going to go ahead and delete a few of these, just so it's not overloading the pissing sound card. Okay, multi-core on, 8 voices. I changed the stack to 2, which instantly doubles everything you've got. We'll go to the trimmers section. This is, I'm not going to go too in-depth for this today. I'm going to do some in-depth Diva tutorials later on. This is where you've got total control over the detuning of the new voices and the new stacks that you put in. You've got a total choice of 6 stacks. We're only using 2 stacks, therefore we're using these top 2 knobs. So you can detune these new stacks in effect away from each other. You listen to how drastic an effect this can be. You can really go crazy and get some weird sort of chord sounding sounds. But for me, I always do it the same. I always dial them opposite directions to each other. The first one I did plus 20, stack 2, negative 20.20, sorry. Pull the voice drift down to 13. Detune them out just a bit more, 16.5, 16, 17. That's it for sculpting the sound now. It's just the effects now. In effect 1, I had a delay 1. Turned it on. This is one of the best delays. It is the best delay I have heard on a soft synth. The only thing I've got that compares to it is this bad boy here, which is the Virus. You got so much control over what you can do. These knobs here are the time for the left delay, center delay, and right delay. 3 separate delays. The left one I had set at 4. It's like a triple multi-tap. If you use the Yuhi Umbic D, that is a multi-tap. You've got 4 separate taps. This has got 3, left, center, and right. And it is what you say on the spectrum. You've got a left. You hear it in your left ear, the centre in the centre, and the right. So the left I had 4, the centre I had 6, the right I had 8. Even integers make it sound nice. Wow, it's just like putting a resonance and just boosts the delays. The feedback I boosted slightly from its original position, about 32. The dry knob I kept where it was, the centre volume 22. Side volume a little bit more. I wanted it to ping to the side of the audio spectrum rather than just to the centre. This I don't know, about 40. Control the length of the tails of the delay and the amount of reverb, which we're going to put on in a minute, just by dialing the cutoff knob negative or positive. The more negative you go, the less high end you're going to have with the effects tailing off. Typical trance, that is automating this throughout a track for build-ups. Effect 2 I had as a plate 2, which is the reverb within Diva. Again, these effects fucking absolutely awesome. No pre-delay, diffusion where it is. Diffusion is like diffusion and dampening are pretty much the same thing. Dampen kept where it was as standard. The decay I pulled down slightly to 38. Reverb size the same, pulled it down 118. Wet knob again just down a little bit from its original. And the dry also, so 85 for the dry, 35 for the wet. So without the reverb. With the reverb. a delay. It's fucking absolutely awesome bit of kit, the delay within Diva. Yep, anyway, that is the sound done. Real straightforward, so nothing to it. Again, it's all about the pluck on the filter cut off. No decay, tiny bit of release, full sustain, dial the amount you want with the attack. So yeah, that's it. Lovely. When I had it in the track, if I bring these back now, here we go. When I actually had it in the track, I put an extra delay, an extra reverb on it as well. Just to give it even more space. That's modulated throughout the track. I've got a filter which is just, because I bounced it so early, I couldn't do that sort of filter modulation, which is classic trance. And I've got a dynamics sidechaining it to the kick. So this is it in the track as a whole. Goes well with the other pluck, which is the one I did with Silent, which is up here. Yeah, lovely sound that is. I'll call it I'll just call it a pluck. But yeah, you can it's a super saw. It's pretty much a super saw sound that I've made and then just turned it into a pluck. But yeah, for now, if you want to watch some of the other tutorials in order, I will do a link in the description to part 1, so you can go to the start and watch them all through in order. I'll also do a link in at the end here at the bottom to the next video when I do it. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe up here. As always, check me out on Facebook and Google+. It's Sound Design Tutorials. Best way to get hold of me if you need to is tweet me at SoundDesignTuts. Okay, thanks again for watching. Cheers.